Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one Kaldheim draft. Alright, rare is Blessing of Frost. I've played with and against this a few times. I think it's a really good card. It definitely takes some setup, and it's a specific archetype, but you can get a lot of value out of this card. I really like it. Other options in here, Doomscar Titan. I think it's a great card. I like the Rune of Flight. I like Maya. I like Ravenous Lindworm is good. Priest is good in the right deck, but it's more of a controlling build card for the most part, I think. I mean, I'll take Blessing of Frost. I've had good experiences with it. Sometimes people just seed when you cast it because you draw like 3 cards and buff your team. But like I said, it's kind of a specific deck that wants it. Okay, picks now. Well, there's a couple more snow green cards, so I could take those, or I could just take the Snow Island now. This is a good one to get because there are plenty of snow cards in blue. It does kind of move us towards a Simic route right away, but I do think the Snowland in this instance is probably better than any of the cards in this pack. I do like Vega for its archetype, but doesn't really want to be in the same deck as Blessing of Frost. And I would take Snow Island over, even if I ended up in Simic, I'd rather have the Snow Island than the Bark Channel Pathway, which is kind of funny. I think the Valkyrie is actually quite good. I like Jarl. I mean, there's other good cards in here. Nothing in green worth taking over a Snowland, I think. And we'll see if we wheel anything. And actually, you know, if we don't end up green, it's still valuable to have the Snowland here. Honestly, this could come back to not work out, but I'm okay taking that risk here. So what's the pick here? Well, Vengeful Reaper is quite good. Good card. Bounded Gold is some removal. I don't really like this card. I've gone over it a few times, but I think it's certainly playable. I think it's overrated, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Frostbite, on the other hand, cheap. 1 mana instant to destroy things is quite nice. Only 1 green card. So, I'm okay taking the Vengeful Reaper. Kind of puts us a little bit a ways away from other things, but it is just a very good card. It's got Foretell, comes down quickly. And there's really nothing in blue or green worth taking, so I guess we'll take the Reaper. Alright, so pick now. In green, we've got Struggle for Skimfar, which is good. In black, we have Elderfang Disciple and Deathnell Berserker. There's also Rimewood Falls. I'd probably take Struggle over the Snowland. Snow might not work out. I like Struggle quite a bit. I think it's a solid removal spell. It's Replicating Ring in here. Nico Defies Destiny. But I might be okay taking Struggle. It is quite good. Unfortunately, like I said about Blessing of Frost, it's not going to work out unless I get Snowlands. But I'm still just going to take the removal. Okay, pick here. Well, in green we have Elven Bow, which I found actually to be pretty good, and Snakeskin Veil, which is also quite good. In black, just a Berserker and an Infernal Pet. In blue, just a Rune of Flight. Snowland is of Snow Plains. I'm okay taking the bow here. Kind of stick with green. I still think Blessing of Frost is the strongest card we've gotten. Potential strength of Blessing of Frost is the highest. So I'm okay taking the Elven Bow. I do like it. Getting some reach online too. It gives you some mid to late game value as well. Yeah, we'll take it. I've had games where Elven Bow just straight up alters everything too, so that's quite nice. Well, Skimfar Shadow Sage kind of moves me deeper into maybe an elf plan, But I'm okay taking another bow here, sticking with green. I like it more than the Sentinel as well. There's a Sinkhole as our Snowland. Seeing some late blue stuff, none of which is that exciting. I don't really like Bind all that much, and Thought Thief and Intruder are kind of whatever. I actually like the Thought Thief, but it is kind of a whatever card. I guess we'll take another bow. I could see getting gunked up on bows, but I'll still take it. Alright, so now we actually have a choice. There's no snow here. Nothing in green worth taking. Strongest card is probably the Kennel Master. So it could be more of a... I could see maybe a green-black elf route might be a direction we can go. It's not worth taking Roots of Wisdom or the Revenge here. Champion's probably the best card. I guess it's a toss-up between Champion and Kennel Master. Champion's just a lot cheaper. It's more for aggro, but Kennel Master's quite good for what it does. And since we already have a Reaper, maybe we have some incentive to stick with black here. Okay, so we can take the U. We currently can't find anything with it, but if we end up with like a Lindworm, we're going to be quite happy we have it. There is Sot coming and Frostpeak Yeti in here, Snow Plains, but I'm going to take the U. I like it. Like I said, if we get a Lindworm, we're going to be pretty happy to have it. I'm okay taking the Priest here, but don't have much of a snow plan brewing at the moment. I mean, I'd still like it, because both black and green are both snow colors as well. Yeah, I think the upside potential of Priest is probably the highest, but I'm not holding my breath for snow working out at this point. I like Jarl. That's a good wheel. Overall, just a good card in general. Pretty good with our Elven Bow, too. We make these little 1/1s that can trade and then kill bigger things. Or ping and kill bigger things, I mean. So there's a Berserker here, which is an elf. We have the potential to be an elf-centric deck, so I might take it over Mammoth Growth, but we really don't have much removal yet. We've got the Struggle. But Berserker actually wears the bow well, too. Alright, I'll take Berserker. I think there's a chance we end up with an elf theme. We're in the colors for it. Here, I'll take Roots of Wisdom. It's a late Iron Verdict. A very late Iron Verdict, but I'm going to cut green for now. I think chances are much higher that we end up in these colors after pack 1. But it does seem like white may be open. Well, we got a last pick green card. That's good. So we could take the Lindworm now, and it gives us an immediate thing we can find with Rootless U. It's also a Snow Forest and a Struggle for Skimfar in here. All of these are good. I might take the Lindworm just because I really like the value of that. It makes our Rootless U a lot more playable, and it doesn't make us as reliant on playing an elf-themed deck. So, first picking a Lindworm, not my favorite, but especially over removal in a Snowland. But I think since we have the Rootless U, there is high upside in doing it. Like, just getting a 5-mana 5/4 that can die and immediately find you a 6/6 that gains you life, like, that is good value. So, I'll take the Lindworm here. Follow-up pick. On black, we have Jarl, there's Priest, Snakeskin Veil, Mammoth Growth, Broken Wings. All of these are fine. Pathway. I might take the Arctic Tree Line. It's a tap land, but it does have green. I'm not giving up much for it. Maybe a Jarl would be another Jarl would be fine. But I'll take the Tree Line. We have some snow incentive already. Just a couple, but I really would like to turn Blessing of Frost on. I mean, I guess you don't need snow to still be able to just draw cards. That's true. Icebind Pillar in blue, pretty good. So we take the Sulphurous Mire. There's another Kennel Master and a Faithful in here. This is an elf, but I mean, we don't have any elf payoffs right now. We do have elf cards. We don't have big elf payoffs, so it might make more sense to just go more of a rock value deck. So maybe take the Mire. I'd rather get untapped Snowlands. They're going to be much better for us, but it's okay. We'll take the Mire. So Mass Vandal is an elf. It's a versatile card. Could technically splash Arnie Slays the Troll off a Sulphurous Mire. But we don't have... Well, we do have big bodies to fight with. Yeah, we could. I don't know if it's worth it. But it might be more worth it than like a Vandal. Just a random 2-drop. Can blow up artifacts and enchantments, so I think that is a valuable thing to have. It also blocks early. And it's an elf. Works fairly well with Jarl. I don't know about splashing this. I mean, we're removal light enough where I could make it work. Alright. I'll consider it. It's a little bit more ambitious than I usually am, but we can do it. There's another snow land here, but it's an island, and I think we're far enough away where that's probably not happening. I could take the way down. I actually don't like way down that much, but considering we're lacking removal, I could see maybe an argument for it. Or we could take the Lityara Glade Warden, which is okay. I think I like this better when I have evasion, but it is an elf. It's also Ice-Side Troll, but we're still Snow Light. It's way down versus Glade Warden for me. And I'll probably err towards the way down, even though I kind of like the Glade Warden. Another Snowland, but it's off color. Can take the Seeker. It can find Snowlands. I found it to be certainly playable. We're not elf themed, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's probably more exciting than Demonic Gifts. Another Icebind Pillar in there too. So we could take the Runed Crown, but I don't know if I want to take it over the Snow Forest. This is kind of what we were hunting for, the untapped Snowlands. We don't have any runes yet. I mean, we could certainly find runes. We already have a couple equipment, but these are more like creature equipment anyway. I'll take the Snow Forest. We have enough incentive for it now, I think. And it's nice to get future snow cards too. Another Snow Island, geez. So I could take another Berserker, or we could take the Snakeskin Veil. I really like Snakeskin Veil, but I kind of feel like these Berserkers are potentially good in here with these Elven Bows. And we want to make sure we have enough cheap things in our deck, I think. Alright, Pick is quite good. I'll take that. I like the Pick. It works really well with the Berserkers too. These you can count as creatures too, I guess. Oops. No, I don't want to leave the draft table. So really we have like 12 creatures. That's not bad. That's more than I realized. Alright, another Jarl. Definitely take it. Could take the Snakeskin Veil, but I just really like Jarl a lot. I think it's a good card. Does good work. I'm just going to take the gems here because I'm not going to play any of those cards. Snakeskin Veil now. We'll take it over the Recruiter. I like the Veil when I can play it. I'll cut the green card. I don't think we're playing it, though. Just keep cutting green. Well, I got plenty of King Harald's Revenge. Bears of Lityara. Well, can't really splash it, I don't think. Could take the Outrider, but I probably just take the Packmate, which I think is even better than the Snowland. Packmate is just such an excellent common. Such a great card in general. So I think that's the pick for us. Solid card all around. We don't have elf incentive anyway, so I'm not worried about picking up elf cards at this point. And the Berserkers just look good with double Elven Bow pick, so I kind of like that. Even decent with Arnie Slays the Troll, but I guess more so with the second mode. I don't know if we're going to splash Arnie. I'm not sure that's going to work out. Maybe if I get more on-color dual Snowlands. I mean, I guess pick lets you splash it too. Well, Realm Eater's a great reason to be in this color combination. It's a great card. So I'll definitely take that over Valkyrie and Struggle. We are removal light, but Seraph is, I found it to be amazingly strong, so I'm going to take it. Alright, Snow Forest now, or we can take the Struggle. There's also Glittering Frost. Basically, snow incentive in this deck is Priest and Blessing of Frost, huh? Or I could just take another struggle and basically accept Blessing of Frost isn't going to work out. I could do that. Rune of Mortality in here if we'd picked up the Ruined Crown. Yeah, that's true. I think I'm just going to go struggle. I think we're going to abandon the snow plan. As much as I like Blessing of Frost, this deck could really benefit, I think, from struggle for Skimfar. We've got good bodies for it, and it can win games. So, could take another Snakeskin Veil. Probably take the Sentinel. We've got enough cheap stuff, and we've got enough high-end stuff where ramping into it seems good to me. I guess it would be another way to splash Arnie Slays the Troll, too, if I really want to do that, but I don't know if I do anymore. Could take another Elven Bow. There's a Rune of Might. There is a Snow Swamp now. Actually, there's Binding the Old Gods, which we're going to take. I never get this card either, so I'm really happy we got it now. I never get to play this, and I think it's great, so I'll take it. So, could take a third Jarl. Creature types, we've got 4 clerics, 4 zombies, 2 warriors, 3 elves and stuff. So I could take the raise the Draugr to get some card advantage, but could take another Berserker, or I could take another Jarl. I might even like Jarl more. Can be a little clunky, but the effect on this is quite good. I've found it to be quite good. So I'll take it. You can take the Rune. I mean, you can stick it on a pick or a Elven Bow, and you're looking pretty good. We don't have enough snow for this, and I probably don't need the Mammoth Growth, so okay. 3 pieces of equipment, it might be good enough. Let's see. Turgid Shadow is a strong card. We have quite a few creatures, though, so I don't know how good it's going to be. Although, yeah, sacking 1/1s or 2/2s that are equipped to get more bodies. Maybe I'll take it. There could be enough upside with Turgid Shadow. We'll see. Mammoth Growth, I think I like more than Demonic Gifts. Got that struggle on the wheel. All right, now we're just looking good. I think we've got... Oh, wow. Another Rune of Mortality? I'll consider that. Interesting. All right. I think we got enough goodies. You got the late Berserker, huh? Cool. Okay. Well, I don't think we need to splash anything anymore. That's out. Probably don't need these Infernal Pets. I think we're off the snow plan. As cute as it is. Duskwielder could actually be playable in here, but I don't know if we're playing Beatdown. Gotta figure that out. Let's cut all of our lands for now, because I think we're off snow. We're off the snow plan. It's just not necessary. I'm glad I got that Lindworm, because we never saw another one. So these are really like 3 drops. I feel like Roots of Wisdom is an easy card to cut. Mammoth Growth is actually fine in here. The runes are fine too. We have 3 pieces of equipment we can stick it on. That's pretty good. Like, making pick a 1-mana equip +1/+1 and Death Touch is really good. Priest can go. 14 creatures, but it's really 16. So technically we could even cut 1 more if I felt so inclined. Removal-wise, we're looking very good. I don't think we need Turgid Shadow. We've got triple struggle for Skimfar, plus binding, and a Mammoth Growth, I guess, which I might actually cut. And we have Way Down. Do we want to play 18 lands? I guess we have Sentinel, we've got Binding, we have Horizon Seeker. So we have the means to find our lands, hopefully. And our curve's not too bad, actually. So, and we have Pick. So we can probably get away with 17 lands. Yeah, and these all have Foretell with a cheaper cost. That's good. Like, Struggle is really like 1 mana once you foretell it. which is nice. You can get a little gunked up with decks like this, though. I can see that. Yeah, what do I got here? Maybe the growth can go. I think I'm kind of on board with the runes, though, just because 3 equipment is enough to get value out of those, but maybe we don't have space for them. Kind of like Veil. Maybe we can cut 1 rune. 2 of them might be excessive and unnecessary, even though it does cantrip. What would my last cut be? I could see myself maybe cutting the Seeker. Actually kind of like Seeker. Actually, maybe we could cut a Berserker. 3 Berserkers seems unnecessary. That's true. Let's cut a Berserker. Keep the Seeker to find lands. Berserkers are quite good with the equipment, but in general, they're 2-mana 2/2s. Nothing to write home about. We're still staying busy enough early, I would say. Yeah, I think this is solid. Pretty even on colors, but we've got double green. No double black, so we'll do the extra green mana. So do 8, 9, and probably call it a deck. All right. Kind of cool. Yep. Green, black, just good stuff. And yeah, got enough removal and value stuff. Looks like it could do some work for us. We'll see what we can do with it. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, game 1, and yeah, I'll keep this. We've got the Sentinel into the pick, at least, if we don't draw black mana. Actually, maybe be Sentinel into, well, much easier now, but we'll do Sentinel. Might actually do Berserker next turn. Then I can go turn 3 pick, turn 4 Reaper. That's pretty good. Ooh. Seraph too, huh? Well, we got ourselves a nice turn progression now. Can also do turn 3 Reaper. Might be pretty good. Interesting. I think I'm gonna go turn 3 Reaper here. It's just the best use of mana. I mean, actually, let me think about this. What if I go Reaper, equip, attack, Reaper, or wait, pick, equip, attack with Berserker. I get good plus that. I could foretell that too. But I kind of like just jamming out a Reaper here. All right, let's go land, pick, equip Reaper, get him for 3, and then we'll spit out Seraph here. Hmm. Um, I mean, I could keep Seraph alive, but and it would maybe get counters, but it's probably not worth it. So I'll probably just sack it. That's actually kind of okay. We can play every card in our deck, so don't really need the lands. And I think I'd rather them make me discard 2 lands than them draw 2 cards there, so I'm okay with that too. Probably keep the land around in case they have another Skull Raid. Still rather discard a land than have them draw 2. Well, I think I'm going to keep the Reaper equipped in case they draw another snow land, because then they could kill the Reaper with their Priest. Otherwise, I could re-equip to the Berserker to block the Bergstrider, but I'm kind of more okay with this. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think we actually just struggle a Valkyrie now. And the reason is because I don't even want to give them the opportunity to block or pump. And this actually puts them on a 2-turn clock now, so... Oh, wait, I did not want to attack with everything there. I just wanted to attack with my Reaper. Whoops. Just always a constant reminder that you are 1 click away from a disaster. You are always 1 click, just 1 click away from a disaster. Always humbling to get those reminders, though, so it's probably healthy for me. All right, we'll see you for the next game. All right, game 2 is a good keep. We'll go Sentinel, Foretell Reaper, turn 3 Reaper with Bail up. Not bad. I definitely like the struggle with Reaper as well. It's good. Sure. Alright. Let's go Reaper here. And, I think I'll pass. I could have attacked, but I like staying back here. Because they're going to attack with the Raider, and then I can block and Snakeskin Veil. No attacks is also interesting. So, Jarl is a pretty good one, actually. So, I think we just get in for 2 here. And I'll do a Jarl Foretell. And then pass. Quite the mana base they got going here. But I guess what's nice about this is they can attack with the... Kind of curious how they attack, actually. So, Snakeskin Veil that. This lets them get in for 5, but then we can smash back. That's interesting. Okay. We'll take 3 now. We got a Berserker, so got some cards here. Kind of want to save the binding for something big. So I think we probably just get in for 4. We got 5 mana, so I can play the Berserker. And can leave up Jarl too. Or I can get Struggle Foretold. But I think I'm going to leave up Jarl here. Just in case. Because they might kill the Berserker, and then that would let me play Jarl and maybe eat their Gladewalker if they get ambitious. So, got some options here too. I can actually play the Jarl to just block and trade with the Sculptor. I think I'm okay with this. Sure. I think this is way better for us, because even though we're taking 7 and they're going to gain some life, we're going to be able to start eating their guys here. Oh, I can actually cast that too, huh? That's pretty good. Yeah. Decent options here. I think I'd just go with the U. And I'll keep the Reaper back. And I feel like this is pretty good for us too. Because I feel a little more safe like this. Plus, we kind of got our double green off of our Jaspera Sentinel because we didn't have access to double green. So I feel like it's a good opportunity to get the U down while still kind of keeping ourselves protected. Plus, if U dies, we can just find our Lindworm that we can also play and gain life and get a 6/6. And we've got 2 removal in hand, so our late game is looking a little bit better. Sure. They don't really have a great fight here. They can eat our 2/2, but not too concerned about that. Yeah, I think this is okay. And I'm still happy to trade my U for their Raider because ultimately we get value out of it. That's a good one too. So we have 6 mana currently. We could just jam a Lindworm. This is going to make something bigger. I think we just jam a Lindworm. Same argument as before. Essentially, we're gaining life. We're using double green that we don't have off of a Sentinel. And we have a 6/6 on board that can block either of their guys. And even if they have like a struggle for Skimfar, it's still a trade. They've sacked 2 lands this game, which is kind of crazy. Because their mana base is nothing exceptional. I mean, Shimmerdrift Veil does fix, but you have to choose one of the colors. So, that's kind of crazy. Where'd they get the second red? I missed that. Oh yeah, it's from their Arnie Slays the Troll. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool you can get both, too, actually. This is the first time I've seen this card played, so... The weird thing is, so they must have multiple runes in there. Otherwise, it doesn't make a ton of sense, I don't think. That's a weird choice. It must be like playing around a fight spell or something. But we can just struggle now. I can also Binding the Old Gods. I mean, both are fine. Both kill. We'll probably just do struggle. I don't need the binding, so we'll just kill this little fella. I guess actually, yeah, the issue with doing struggle is then I can't attack with the Lindworm. So I suppose for that reason it probably does make more sense to do the binding here. Oh, I could have played Seraph too, actually, in hindsight. That would have been smarter. Yeah, because then my Seraph would have been bigger. The only thing that would have been... Yeah, I think ultimately that would have been a better choice. I mean, this does let me get in for 10 points of damage, which is obviously good. But... yeah, it's a tough call. Basically, I would have missed out on 4 points of damage, but I would have had a Seraph that was a 5/5 because 2 permanents went to their graveyard. Plus then Arnie. Yeah, I definitely should have gotten Seraph down. I think that would have been way better. This is not super important. The binding kind of already did its job, which is destroy something. It would have let me get my second green, so actually that would have been kind of useful, but I would still argue we're in pretty good shape here. Particularly since next turn we can go Seraph plus Struggle, although once again we need double green for that. Let's see if which rune they grab here. Maybe the Rune of Speed from their graveyard. They could do that. They do. Kennelmaster. Wow, that's a good one. We have 7 mana, technically. I don't want to use my Struggle here, so I think it makes the most sense to just jam out a Kennelmaster. I can't play the Seraph now, but this is still fine. I could fight the Vandal. I don't think it's worth it. Sure. All right, tapped out. I think they're going to be done now, so we'll just go Seraph, and then we'll struggle on the coal, and that should do it. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, game 3, we've got a good keep here. The Berserker with the Elven Bow is pretty good synergy. We're still going to go with the Bow on turn 3, or maybe even the Seeker on turn 3, I'm not sure. Could go either way on that. But we'll definitely do a turn 2 Berserker. Struggle works well with the Berserker too, that is nice. I do like kind of what Seeker does. So I might just do Seeker because I just like that you can boast off of it and kind of get immediate value. Offer a trade at the very least. It's just pretty good. Yeah, like I can attack here and boast and play the land that I get. And then foretell a struggle. I'm kind of down with that. I could have struggled here too, actually. I wonder if that would have been better. Well, that's cool. So we'll just get free value here. Get another swamp, I guess. And then we'll play it and do the struggle. So basically we just drew a card off Horizon Seeker. Granted, it was just a land, but it's kind of cool. That's cool. Play it for cheaper. Code Spell Cleric. That's nice. But the counter on that is kind of interesting. Rune of Mortality is cool. We can put that on the bow. It's really nice, actually. So yeah, I think we'll probably just go. I mean, they're at 13. I don't really want to trade my Seeker for the Cleric, though. So I think we'll probably just go Bow. And we'll make our little elf. And then we'll just, I think we'll just, I mean, I can struggle here too. You know what? That's actually pretty good. They do have Frostbolt mana up, but struggle here lets me swing pretty hard. I think I'm going to go for it. Because I can do this. And then attack with both of these for 6. And I feel like it's pretty good. Yeah, because now when our Berserker dies too, we spit out a 2/2. Which is great because we've got the Elven Bow. That's going to get hooked up with this Rune of Mortality as well. And we got the Pretender offline. Horizon Seeker kind of already did its job too, so ultimately I feel like it's worth it. We'll see what they get here. Rune of Speed, sure. So Rune Crown technically does put them in a position where they can attack into our bow creature, but I'm kind of okay with this. Wow, this puts them in a tough spot too. So we're actually gonna get the bow equipped with that rune. That's good. All right, so then we can actually smash for 5 here. And I feel like they don't really have great blocks. Kind of an interesting choice there. They went for more damage protection now, but kind of comes at the cost of more damage coming at them later. But I suppose at this point they just have to kind of equip a creature and play and equip a creature, play a cheap creature and equip it, and they're looking decent. But we can move the bow around even if we don't draw anything. We can just stick it on a Berserker, and that's pretty good too. Berserker's getting in with Death Touch. And even if it dies, I just get another body. I can equip the bow too, so looking pretty good on that front. Sure. Okay. That kind of makes sense. So, I suppose we just stick the bow on the bigger creature here. And then we'll get in for 3. See if they want to trade. I'm okay if they do. They don't. And then we'll just play another land and move our bow back on our 1/1. Having reach is nice. So they'll play another Valkyrie here. And a Ravager, so they're going to be able to kill my token. And I guess they can attack here. So we'll trade. So, kind of a tough... Well, actually, I guess it's not that tough a choice. So, what we do is... Yeah, so what we're going to do is struggle the Berserker to kill the Valkyrie. Actually... Yeah, because they have the equipment, this works fine. I'd rather kill the Flyer. Because if I didn't do it this way, they would still be able to equip their their Valkyrie to kill my reach creature I'm going to get, but this actually works out pretty good, so we'll kill that. You still get a 2/2, and then we'll equip it. And like I said, with the equipment, their Valkyrie would have still been able to attack into our dude, so this is okay. Could actually take 7 here and attack. Or I can trade off. I mean, I'm still winning this race, so I might just take 7. Yeah, and now we actually just kill him, so that's pretty cool. Alright. Cool. We'll see you for the next one. Alright. This is a good hand. I think we're actually going to go Berserker into Seraph instead of going for the Foretell route with the Packmate, just because I'd rather put some threats out there. Plus, I mean, I could just curve right into a Packmate anyway, which would make it quite nice, so we'll do it this way. It's kind of nice that all of our 4-drops have Foretell too, so that's good value. Alright, so I can play this Seraph and attack into the Gladewalker, which is nice. It's a solid trade for us if they trade here. And if they don't, our Berserker has already shown us they can get value in the later game. So either way, I'm happy. If we miss our land drop, we could play the Rune of Mortality to draw and hopefully find it. But I think I'm okay with foretelling. So here, I could keep my Seraph safe from Iron Verdict, but at this point I think I'm okay with just attacking. I'm not going to play around Iron Verdict. I'll let them kill Seraph, and this actually works fine too, because I think what they're going to do is probably play Giant Growth or whatever, Wild Growth, and then I'll just play Jarl and kill it anyway. Oh, well, I guess now that won't work because it's not actually taking damage. So, back to the original plan of just playing a Packmate. Which is also good. Giant Ox, okay. And a Raptor, got it. Alright, Kennelmaster's a good draw for pretty... if its power is greater too? That's cool. So, I mean, I have a choice here. I can get in with both and see what they do. I might just be able to kill their Ox. Doesn't make the best use of mana, but the issue with playing the Kennelmaster is it's kind of not as abusive as I'd like, but it does make the best use of mana, so it might be the smartest play. I'm pretty tempted to just attack with both, though, and see what they do. Because I have a feeling Jarl's gonna get something here, and I think that's just better. Yeah, like, I'm kind of okay with this. Basically, we kill their Ox. Not that that's a big deal. But they're also missing their land drops, you know, so... I don't know. It feels okay to me. And now we're kind of like set up for a Kennelmaster of getting 2 4-power creatures in there. So this is good if they just foretold Iron Verdict. Because we're getting in for 8. Sure. All right. So, wow, nice draw there. All right, so we'll dump on the... Actually, I guess if I dump on the Raptor, they get a 1/1. So I don't even know if it kind of matters. I think we'll go, yeah, we'll kill this. Get rid of the Berserker. Kill that. See if they have the Veil. They did have Snakeskin Veil. So now I think what we'll do... I guess we'll play the Reaper. And I can attack with Reaper plus Kennelmaster. If I attack with everything, they can block these two, get good blocks. So I think we just attack with these two, which is fine. Alright, so they have Maya now. So that makes it a little more tricky, because now they have a first striker. So I can Root of Mortality here. Say attack with everything. Well, I don't want them getting ground blockers, so I think we will attack with everything. Which means they probably eat the Pagmate. Then maybe block the Jarl with Maya. I think I'm okay with that. They're at 6, so this feels okay to me. That was an unexpected way to do it, but I guess that makes sense. So we'll keep the Jarl a surprise. I'm pretty tempted to play the Rune on the Packmate to, well, it plays around Struggle for Skimfar. It also nets me a card, which I think is kind of valuable here. And I guess I'll just pass. Sure. So I guess we just leave the Jarl alone. We drew the bow, but not a big deal. So let's get in with the Packmate. Kind of want them to attack with the Raptor. So I think I'm just going to play a land and pass. Could play the bow there, but I think I'd much rather kind of surprise them with the Jarl if possible. Makes it a little more tricky. So now we're going to play the bow. This is a good draw. We'll do the bow. And I guess we'll foretell this. And pass. No attacks. Interestingly, no attacks. So I suppose that means we'll struggle on the Raptor here. And no attacks. And pass. so they can't even double block and kill it. So I probably just attack. And I think I'll actually pass here. All right. We'll see you for the next one. Well, no black mana, but I'm going to keep this hand because of the Horizon Seeker. Because I can do turn 2 Foretell if I don't draw a Swamp. Otherwise, I can do the turn 2 Berserker, turn 3 Seeker. And if I don't draw a Swamp, I can do Seeker on turn 3. And at least turn 4, I can boast and get my black mana, which seems fine. Certainly good enough. So we'll foretell that. Firewalker's a good one. So let's do the... I'm still going to do the Seeker. I'm going to let them get their free spell here. We kind of need that black mana. We need any mana now. We actually need to draw a land here. See if they boast. Okay, they can't actually block our Seeker, which is nice. So, I suppose that means we attack. Because can't block it alone, so kind of need the land here. So we'll attack and boast. Get our swamp. Aim for 3, play the swamp. And we'll probably just play the Berserker. This way I can offer a trade with the Firewalker. Gives me access to Way Down, I guess, which doesn't do much against the Craven Hulk, but it'll have to do. Alright, so they get in for 7 here. So we have our 5th mana, so now I'd probably just play a Rootless U and pass. Alright, so I think what we'll do is block. Okay, so I think we'll block here and we'll trade off here. We'll get our Lindworm. Agar's a good one. So I'm trying to think of the safest way to do this. I can weigh down Agar. It kind of keeps them off card draw, which I like. I think I'm okay with this. So we'll weigh this down. Exile a Berserker. I don't want them drawing cards. I can also attack with the Seeker, boast, and then I can play Sentinel plus do Jarl. Kind of like that. Because I can play the land. Alright. So we'll boast and... guess we'll get another black mana. Well, we have a grip full of greens. Maybe the green's better. And I'll play a land, and I'll play the Sentinel. And then I'll pass. Then I can chump the Hulk and play the Jarl. And even if they have a kill spell for a Sentinel, well, we'll see. Sure. So could play the Jarl to protect damage, but I think I'll just take 4 here. And then I think I'm going to cheat out the Jarl. And play the Lindworm to gain some life. And can't attack here. But I think we'll chill this turn. We've got more action than our opponent, so I feel like staying safer is the smart way to do this. Because we can at least eat their flyer, so we're not scared of that. Yeah. I've got 7 mana. So yeah, I guess we just eat the bird. And we'll play the bow and the elf. And then we'll hang out. Could have attacked actually with the Seeker and the Jarl there. That might have been smarter. Sure. So I think I'll just chump. We lose a token, not a big deal. Reaper's a good draw too. Let's attack for 7 here. And I think we'll just play a Reaper. And then I'm going to equip my bow on the, I guess the Jarl. Sure. All right, so now we're threatening lethal in a few ways here. So we probably just kind of attack with... What happens if I attack with everything? They have to at least chump the Lindworm, and then they have to block at least one other thing. So I wonder if my best move is to just... Because I can play both cards in hand as well. I think I attack with everything but the Reaper. Because then they're forced to block 2 things, and it'll leave me 2 blockers. 3 blockers, really. Yeah, I think this is better. This puts him in a tough enough spot where I'm okay with it. They have to block 2 things. And we're going to play 2 more creatures. This actually works for me too. That's pretty interesting. Because now they need to deal with one of our other 2 dudes. Which they might have. Like bouncing or something. I mean, they have to, otherwise they're dead. Okay, so they can squash that, which is fine. We do that. And now we can just go Jarl, finish their Hulk off. And then we'll just play a pack mate for good measure here. Sweet. All right. We'll see you for the next one. All right, we got a good hand here. Turn 2, foretell the pack mate. Turn 3, play it. Turn 4, maybe pick attack or I don't know, play a Jarl. Decent options there. Not sure if our opponent's here. Well, our opponent was forced to concede. It looks like they were a no-show, so we'll see for the next one. All right, got a great hand here. We've got Berserker into Seraph, potentially into Foretell or Hardcast Jarl with Snakeskin Veil up. Those are pretty good. I guess we'd only be able to keep up Veil if we foretold this, but you get the point. You get it. You guys get it. Alright, so I think we'll just jam the Seraph now. And get in for 2. Granted, I'm not keeping up Snakeskin Veil this turn, but that's okay. Even if they Bounding Gold Seraph, which they did, I'm pretty sure I can still use this because it's not an activated ability, it's actually a triggered ability. So that's kind of cool. I can't give it hexproof to take off Bounding Gold, unfortunately, but the fact that Seraph will still be out and able to grow, use as a fight shield, attack into things is pretty nice, actually. So I'll attack into that, and I should have we'll attack. I'm fine if they don't want to block either. I kind of presume they don't block, actually, because that thing has vigilance. And they're going to be able to outrace us. But we're we're still kind of far ahead on the race, so I mean, I'm much happier if they do block, but if they don't, I'm okay too, so we'll cast this and finish the Guardian off. I don't know why they used my mana like that, because now I can't keep my Jarl protected with Snakeskin Veil. I don't know why they opted for way down over Snakeskin Veil. I guess they just randomly choose one. I really don't know. I don't have a good explanation for that. So, decline. Do I exile it too? So if I kill 2 more things, I can just remove all the counters and get rid of Bounding Gold? That's pretty sweet. And I actually won't even get rid of my Jarl because it costs 4 mana. So that's kind of cool. So I can still attack into that and then way down, which isn't amazing, but might just have to be good enough here. All right. So we use 2 cards, but that's okay. So technically I could put a counter on Seraph and then remove them all. So I can even use Snakeskin Veil as a removal spell, which is kind of cool. For that, for example. I suppose I'd need one more to hit the Raven. But let's see. I think we'll just do it. Because if I drew a struggle for Skimfar there, it would have been pretty good too. So, I can attack and trade. I kind of don't want to, though. We have 3 struggles in here. Yeah, I think we wait. I think Seraph's better than the Raven. Vengeful Reaper's kind of cool. So, I guess we'll do the Reaper. I can attack with both. I'm in a bit of a hurry now, I guess, with the Nexus. So, Seraph can kill non-land permanents, though. Huh. Maybe I do just get in with the Reaper. Wow. Gotten a lot of value this game. And splashing black, maybe? Or maybe they want snowlands, I don't know. Rootless U, we'll see if I can resolve it. Holding on to a lot of cards there, so I have a feeling they've got a disdainful stroke, but I'm not going to play around it. I'll let them cast it. Keeps them off Maskwood Nexus this turn, so it's not the worst. We still have quite a few threats in here as well. Sure. So we can try and kill Inga, but they can make a chump blocker, so might just be smarter to kill the flyer. Sure. So the question is, do we want to put Seraph on top? Well, in order to answer that, I kind of have to take a look at my deck and see what I would prefer to draw, if there's something that can get me out of this situation. Because now we're in a bit of a bind. I can draw Lindworm, Binding the Old Gods. So I guess the real question is, does Seraph, if I put Seraph on top, do I have a better chance of winning than if I just... I think I still probably do. I think I still probably do. I might be wrong, but it's tough to say. I feel like a random 3/3 at least maybe keeps a shapeshifter back for next turn. It still gives me an opportunity to possibly draw Struggle for Skimfar, but then again, maybe we just don't have enough time left. I don't know. So we can play the Seraph and pass, and they might have lethal, or at least, if not lethal, put me in a position where I have to block Inga and take 8. Or they just have some way to deal with Seraph, in which case I die. Okay. We'll see for the next one. Alright, we got a good keep here. Sentinel into Pick into Seraph. It's good turn progression. Technically, I could go turn 3, equip Pick, attack, and still play Seraph, which is also pretty good. Sure. No attacks. I was not expecting that. So back to Seraph plan here. I think I'm actually going to equip Seraph. And the reason I'm doing this is if they have Struggle for Skimfar, this makes a lot more sense. Because then they don't just eat our Seraph and get a 4/4. They actually have to trade with it. It also makes good use of mana. Sure. Well, this is kind of crazy, because now I can attack with Seraph and play a Rootless U from the treasure, which is pretty strong. So we'll do that. Okay. So now we're in pretty good position to just binding the old gods, the sculptor. They eventually got their value, but they put a lot of eggs in one basket. So I guess the eggs don't cost them that much, but either way, we'll be able to get rid of the sculptor here, so I'm not too worried about it. Sure. It's probably another Struggle for Skimfar would be my guess. But either way, we're just going to Binding the Sculptor now. I guess I can attack with the U first, huh? Yeah, I suppose so. See if they block. Kind of okay if they do. Doesn't really matter. Sure. So we'll just go land. So let's say I played the bow. I wouldn't have enough to do this plus the binding, so let's do the binding now and deal with the sculptor. Alright, they've had enough. So ended up going 7-1 with this deck. It played really well. Worked out really well. Surprisingly well. It played a lot better than I expected it to. So, very cool. Yep. Let's see what kind of loot we get. Alright, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.